What's up everybody, it's Matt from Peter Glenn, and in this video we're going to show you what's new with Step-On for the 23-24 season. Let's check this out. All right, so every year Step-On is growing, and for 23-24 they actually grew a little bit smaller and they grew a little bit outside of your standard riding style. Starting things off with the Grom Step-On boot and binding. So in the past, Burton has always had the kids binding and the Zipline Step-On boot. That was for your kids in that size 3 to 7 range, but now they actually have a Grom boot and binding, and these are for kids in that 11 child up to 2 kids. So 11, 12, 13, 1, and 2. Basically the kids that have even harder times getting in and out of their bindings. So these were developed with actual Burton parents and their kids. They basically wanted to figure out obviously everything that was an issue to get kids in and out of bindings, find out what made it easier, what made it harder, and design that little boot to make it super easy, and not just easier for the kids, but easier for the parents as well. So right off the bat, just like all the regular Step-On bindings, it actually has a very easy in and out. It's the same heel cleat and the same cleats on the toe. You click into the heel and step down on the toe and you're ready to go. But when it comes to getting out of the binding, you'll notice that there's a few different things on this binding. Right off the bat, this lever in the back, it's not a lever that you lift up. It's actually an oversized lever that you push down. With the little kids, their little hands, and with their strength, they actually found it was easier for kids to actually just push down on the lever than actually grab it and lift it up. And then you'll also notice in the toe piece that there's actually releases on the clips. So those levers on the toe clips, you do not have to use them to get your foot out of the binding. They're there just as a little extra thing. You can see obviously when we do step in and you release the heel, you can fully pull your foot out without releasing those levers, but they are there just in case you got a little one and they can't get their foot out and they're having a hard time pulling it out, or maybe they just don't have the strength. You can really easily push down on one or both of those and release the toe so the foot comes out super easy. And then when it comes to the sizing, again, these go from an 11 child up to a 2 kids. But with kids' feet, when they're that small, they tend to be a little bit wider and they're still developing. So there actually is some adjustment on the binding as the boot gets bigger. When your kid outgrows the boot, it's super easy. All you have to do is get a new boot, and then there's some easy adjustments. You loosen up these 2 screws on the side and you slide the heel loop back, and it's easily marked on the sizing in the back there, so you can actually adjust the length of the binding. And then coming in with the width of the foot too, as that foot does get a little bit wider, we actually do need to move this clip out. Same thing, 1 screw, and then just slide the piece so it's a little bit wider and it actually lines up with the current size of your kid's boot. But again, just a really cool design with all the adjustment and all the features you need to get those little kids in and out of their bindings super easily. And then moving over to the adult side of things, we have the new Burton Step-On split board binding. Split boarding is growing every single year, and people are starting to realize that split boarding is not just about getting into some gnarly backcountry runs. It's actually also about getting some exercise and just getting out and enjoying the winter. There are some ski resorts that are actually allowing early morning access where you can go hike up the hill, get in some runs, and literally just get some exercise in and still enjoy snowboarding. And a lot of people out there that have Step-On boots, if they're getting into split boarding, they actually have to have a completely separate set of boots just for their split board setup. But now with the Step-On split board binding, obviously you can have that one Step-On boot and you can use it on all of your different boards. And there's a lot of people out there that maybe you are a split boarder and you've always wanted to try the Step-On system, but you never were able to because there wasn't an option available for your boots. Well, now there is. And it is a very cool design. Burton basically said, let's take everything that works about our Step-On binding on the upper, and they basically mounted it onto the Spark R&D base plate. So this is their Tesla base plate. One thing to note is that the pucks are actually not included with the bindings. A lot of the boards actually do come with the pucks, or sometimes people like to buy the standard pucks. There's canted pucks, but it will fit with any of those standard pucks that fit all the Spark bindings. But it does come with all the touring hardware that you need, basically to get the toe piece mounted for touring mode, so you get that nice easy pivot, and also also that quick transition from ride into tour mode. And then it also has the heel piece for the back of the binding, and obviously the two different spots for the climbing bar. And then when we go to the high back on this thing, you'll notice it has a huge piece on the back here that makes adjusting your forward lean crazy easy. It's something that's big enough that you can do even with your gloves on, but it actually has 4 different forward lean mounts, and you literally just spin it to the desired forward lean. But the really cool thing is there's actually a 5th spot straight up and down that actually goes negative. So it actually helps the high back lean back a little bit. When you get into touring mode, you drop that high back and it makes it much easier, and you get a little bit longer strides when you are hiking, just reducing the fatigue and making it easier to get up the hill. And then beyond all of just the ease of getting in and out of these bindings are actually some good performance aspects too. Right off the bat, just like the regular step-on bindings, you're actually getting a very quick reaction from toe to heel. Your toes are connected at the toes, your heel is connected at the heel. So when you are going edge to edge, you're lifting your heel edge from the heel side, and you're lifting your toe edge from the toe side. And then also with how the step-on actually grabs a hold, and you actually have the cleat in the back and the 2 cleats in the front that are holding everything, it actually makes for a little bit more solid connection between your boot and your binding. And when you are actually touring on these things and you're hiking, you're actually getting a lot less loss of energy, and you're actually getting a lot less wear and tear on your boots when you have it in touring mode. All right, well, thanks for checking out what's new with Step-On for the 23-24 season. And if you got any questions about any of this stuff or any of the Step-On stuff that we have at peterglenn.com, definitely leave some comments down below. We're on there every single day trying to answer your questions. We want to make sure we can get you into some rad gear, but most importantly, we want to make sure that it's going to fit you and it's going to fit your riding needs. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and definitely get that notification bell on too so you can find out when all the new videos drop. And whether you're getting into the backcountry or maybe you just got a little one that you want to get out and rip with, grab yourself some of the new Burton Step-On gear and get out and ride, because any day of riding is a good day of riding.